Hello there, welcome back to the channel. My name is Marco and today we are looking at 7 steps and what I would do if I had lost my job during the lockdown here in the UK. This is a step-by-step guide that applies to all first world countries. First step is to apply for unemployment support. It is extremely important that you become an expert in this subject and apply as soon as possible because it will take some time before you get your first check. Knowing how much money to expect and when is of course a very important part of your budget. While applying, remember that the process might be delayed, so ask for estimated deadlines in writing. This will allow you to chase people up should there be a delay. Next step is to apply for a 0% interest credit card. And once you get it, use it to pay all your expenses. The goal is to preserve your stash of cash that is in the bank and to make it last as long as possible. Remember that you still need to pay the minimum payment for the credit card or you lose your 0% interest. The best way to go about it is to Google credit card eligibility checker, which will give you a breakdown of the credit cards you can successfully get. And try to pick the credit card with the longest period at 0% interest, so that you park your debt on the credit card without having to pay any interest. Next step is to unsubscribe to all premium services. Like if you're paying for Netflix or Amazon Prime, I'm afraid you have to cancel everything. Go through your direct debits to know what you're paying and really give it a big chop. Next step is to avoid any high interest debt as much as possible. It is easier to be said than to be done, but if you need immediate cash for payments and if you don't have an emergency fund, you have to put aside your pride and ask your relatives for help. Remember that credit card debt and overdraft charges can really send you on a downward spiral, and paying this sort of debt can really be a challenge, so avoid it like the plague. Next step is to update your CV and start applying for jobs. As you may know, job hunting is a long process and the lockdown has made it even worse. Do spend hours applying for jobs and also tweaking your applications to suit the vacancies. This is where you should spend most of your time. Also, remember to get registered on all job portals like LinkedIn, Monster, etc. That will make you visible and contactable by recruiters directly. Next step is to save money on your accommodation. If you own the house you live in, then happy days! But if you are renting, you have 2 options. You could consider moving back with your parents or perhaps someone else in your family. That would be a temporary solution until you find a job and would save you loads of money every month. The second and less drastic solution is to negotiate a lower rent with your landlord. The rent is one of the biggest expenses for those who are paying it, so it's worth dealing with it first thing. Next step is to stay healthy. Look after yourself because health is and will always be the biggest wealth. To be honest, everything that we said so far is dwarfed by the importance of health, and this is more important than ever in this pandemic. From a financial perspective, think about the cost of going to the doctor if you live in the US. Chances are you don't want to do that, but also the cost of simple cavities. Do you want to spend hundreds on the dentist? Next step is to try to save as much money as you possibly can. When you click on this icon, you will find a few short videos that I've made specifically to save as much as possible, and you can also download a free budgeting spreadsheet. Have you got any additional tips for those who have lost a job? Let me know in the comment section. I will answer all of them. Thank you for your attention and see you next time.